world, and welcome to another episode of The Bright Side Show. I'm your host, Steph. As always, I'm here with my lovely wife, Crystal.
Hey, babe.
How you pausing? Like,
How are you today?
I'm all right. I can't complain.
Good.
But today we're here with two very, very special guests. I'm very much looking forward to having them on the show. We have my older brother, Dom, and his lovely wife, Sierra, and my beautiful sister-in-law. How are y'all feeling today? How y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah, I'm glad.
So glad to have y'all here.
Glad to have y'all.
Glad to be here.
In the building.
Yes.
Yeah. This was
It's different to be on the other side.
On the other side.
yeah. I'm glad to get y'all behind front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, let's jump right into it. We'll start off with our segment that we like to call "What in the World," where we talk about our current events that make you say, "What in the world?" So I know that, like I said, we've talked about it a little bit, but have y'all seen the Brian McKnight nonsense that's going on with him?
Child. And his silliness.
I don't know the details,
Yeah.
but one thing I do know about Brian McKnight is recently, every time I hear something about Brian McKnight, something bad about it.
It's something bad.
In particular, him and his kids.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly is going on with him right now, but it's never good with him and his kids.
Well,
Yes. So,
Brian McKnight has a new family.
yeah,
I did see that.
new family.
Yeah.
For those who don't know,
New beginnings.
yeah, start over, and that's cool. Everybody has their start over.
Yeah.
But I think it's all in how you start over. So Brian McKnight, as we know, or may not know, he already had his son, Brian McKnight
Jr.
and that's from like the 90s. He's not brand new. He decided to have a brand new kid, and again, nothing wrong with that. But he names a new kid Brian McKnight Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, the older one is like, "How's that happen?"
Right.
Because I was confused too. And so Brian McKnight, I guess he had a falling out with his kids out of spite. He named his new child Brian McKnight Jr. because I guess that's his real son.
Right. But that's not the kicker. The kicker is his new son's middle name is something Hawaiian.
Yeah.
And Brian legally changed his middle name, to match his newborn's name so that he is officially the new junior. I don't even think it works that way.
Yeah,
I don't think you can just do that.
It's like junior.
But he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like a whole nother level of petty that I've never
Does he
ever
have a
seen.
daughter too?
He has like
probably got
two
a bunch of
sons and a
kids.
daughter.
Like older.
Yeah, they all like from the 90s or 2000,
Yeah.
whenever he started having kids. But I guess he had like an estranged relationship with them. And yeah, he started his new family. I guess he was like, I'm gonna get a fresh start, and really tried to like erase him from
That's horrible.
the McKnight.
Yeah.
The old Brian McKnight Jr. feel like being petty and changed his name to the new Brian McKnight Jr.
It's like, now what?
I see how you want to play.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I
Right.
wouldn't even be mad at it because, like I said, it don't even make sense.
But how do you do that to your kids? Like, regardless of what.
Whatever the falling out is.
Yeah, it's never like that's just
ain't
disrespectful.
never that deep.
Like, not your namesake,
Yeah, it ain't never that deep.
right?
And I guess to me, and I mean, I guess Brian McKnight don't care, but to me, the messed up part is like one of the sons is like, he has like cancer right now.
Oh man.
Yeah, he has cancer, and I think the only reason I knew that is because he came in like Tyrese like tried to chime in or something like that.
On it like a shade room post.
Yeah, Tyrese always.
Tyrese,
I feel like he's
have
always
a seat,
injecting
sir.
himself. So he Tyrese commented or something and was like, yeah, like kids get older and they had their own, and I'm like, this ain't your family, cuz. So
It's your battle.
So the son like responded on Instagram and was like, Tyrese, like, I think you should sit this one out, Chant. Like, he's like, yeah, you got your own like family problems. He was like, plus besides that, I remember when you used to sleep under the pool table at our house.
Oh,
I was like,
now he ain't had to put that
Yeah,
man
I was
business
like-
out there. That's crazy.
I'm like, I don't think it was no scenario where you should have been under the pool table, but I mean, okay.
But that's why you got to mind your business.
Yeah. And then he
Like
like,
gambling problem. He just wanted to make sure he didn't miss a game.
Yeah.
The way y'all could break without me hearing that.
Right.
Right.
That's his alarm clock.
That is
That's
horrible.
crazy.
Yeah, he was, but he like ended his joint was like, I don't got time to respond to you. I got 13 hours of chemo tomorrow. I was like, what?
Dang.
I was just like,
That's unfortunate.
it's
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's such a crazy, like I
That's
said, it's
wild.
such a crazy joint. And I think the unfortunate part with like Brian McKnight and really anybody that like really don't like take care of the kids is like y'all like you got a whole family and just kind of like chalked them,
Mhm.
and it's like people out here that's like dying to have kids,
Right.
and y'all just then you just like, man, f this, I got a whole nother,
I'll get a new one.
I got a new set, cancel that, I get another one, like
Right.
crazy stuff. So I guess that takes us into uh the topic of today. Um, we're talking about the having kids and fertility journey.
Mhm.
Fertility journey. I think growing up, a lot of people um come from a place of privilege to just assume that like everything's gonna go how you want it to go.
Yeah.
And I think um obviously getting older and like seeing things, that's when you truly understand like it's a privileged thing to even think that it's gonna be as easy as people make it out to be.
Right.
Mhm.
Um and I know, like I said, this is, I guess, interesting because, like I said, we kind of got an outside seat to it. But I definitely wanted to have y'all come in and talk about it because I think that it's something that people take for granted, and
And
I,
people struggle with in silence too, I think.
yeah, it's people that
Yeah, for
struggle in
sure.
silence,
Yeah.
and I think that like I feel like people have an idea like when you talk about like IVF and different types of um different ways to conceive, yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's just a word that they hear. But they don't act like people don't like be like, oh dang, like this was actually like more than just, oh, go do it and keep it moving type of thing.
Oh, for sure.
So let's get right into it. Let's get
Mhm.
right into it.
Yeah.
So I say, what year did y'all like start? In fact, I'll go back even further than that. When did y'all first start like trying to have kids like after y'all got married?
I got married in 2017.
Mhm.
Difference.
Mhm.
Mhm. And I want to say probably like 2019.
About 2 years in.
I feel like around 2019. Um, and for us, like I have a very weird history with like birth control and
Mhm.
hormones. Never really went well with my system. So I was on the pill initially when we first got married
Okay.
because we were like, let's have some time to ourselves. And I was just like, I just don't want to get pregnant on my honeymoon. I don't want to come back home. Just still come back
Man.
home.
Just wanna
and be
enjoy
chill.
right.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. I want to,
Travel.
have a good time. So we did want to wait for a little bit. But I feel like it was about 2019 because I feel like we had gotten our first evaluation in like 2020.
Okay.
So what they technically consider trying is not using any contraception for at least a year and not conceiving.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter if you are like looking at the clock and doing the ovulation test or if you're just having sex. Now, in our case, we of course thought it was gonna happen like most people do. You
Yeah.
come from the place of privilege.
Yeah.
You think we're getting it in.
Yeah.
I'm not on birth control.
Yeah.
It, a little bit down the line.
Yeah.
It's going.
It's gonna happen.
And another
Yeah.
wrinkle inside of that is I have brothers and sisters who have kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, we good.
Yeah.
And she's got a sister who's got kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And her mom has kids. And her
There's no
grandma.
one
So it's like, oh yeah, we good.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
had an
There's
issue.
nobody
Yeah.
else around you telling you, oh yeah, we had a little bit of an issue with this,
Yeah.
but this
Yeah.
happened. Like literally nobody's saying that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So we don't even know if, even still, you don't know if somebody did have that
Yeah.
type of struggle going on. But
Right.
I wanted to say before we got too far into the conversation that, you know, you generally thinking from that privileged place because everybody around you is just,
Yeah.
you know, everything's going off
Mhm.
out of central.
Mhm.
But everybody else around you, so you're thinking, well, we are healthy because this is your family that you judging yourself
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
And they saying genes. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, so yeah, we good. So you get to this place in the story, and now you keep saying, okay, a year without contraception, and that's happening.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Was there any point during that year where you guys were like, not yet? Or was it like after a year where you're like, well, you know what? It has been a while. Like, were you kind of counting down
In
during that
my
year, thinking like,
mind,
any minute?
Okay. In my mind, every month I was like,
Oh, my period's here? Okay.
and because you don't know, right? I had never been pregnant, so you don't know what to feel. And I would ask my sister, you know, what am I supposed to feel? Like, am I going to feel? She would always say, well, you might feel like your cycle is getting ready to come on, but it's not quite like that. And I have really, really bad cramps. So there would be times where I would feel myself like getting, you know, really, really crampy and going into pain. And I'm like, I'm not taking this Tylenol because I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to.
Right.
But so you do kind of anticipate.
Yeah.
There's this little thing that you do in your mind from my end because it's happening inside your body.
they give like the split screen of it, like male, female perspective of it. I'm not counting nothing. I'm just coming to do my job. I'm just saying at that point in time when you
clock in, clock out, shift over.
You got to show up to work. If you ain't showing up to work, if my job ain't done, then you can't even. She can't even. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't even a question if I ain't doing my job. So I'm coming to, I'm coming to work.
I'm gonna show up, shoot, and leave.
You know what I mean? And I don't mind working, so. You feel me? So I wasn't counting. You know
right.
What I mean? I wasn't counting. I was shit. I'm sorry.
It's all a good time.
My bad, y'all. I apologize.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I was like, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go again. Like, we gotta go again. Hey, oh man.
Not yet, dog.
Like,
right.
Oh man.
So yeah, like I was just giving you that perspective just to say, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even start queuing in it. Oh, something serious is going on. Because, I mean, I've heard of people trying for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've heard of people trying for a while.
I
wouldn't have thought it was.
Yeah, bodies work different, especially when
like,
you're
I
coming off from
understand a
control,
little bit different than, like, see, I understand a little bit deeper than just man has sex with woman.
Yeah.
Like, no, I know she got to be ovulating at certain times, and it got to be, the moon got to be right. I'm just saying, like, I know things have to be right.
Optimal, it's got to be.
You know what I mean? So the ground got to be set for that. And it ain't just going to happen just because you decided to do something today. Like, oh, we had sex. And this is for sure. Like, it's not always just going, it's not a sure shot like that every time. So, again, if it's taking a while, I'm not thinking, wait, man, something going on. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Because a year, even, like, I mean, I'm still having fun, so.
Yeah.
Did you do the evaluation before you started trying?
No.
Oh, this was
so
after
this
the year.
so they actually want to know that you've been trying for a year.
Gotcha.
So month to month, I'm anticipating, but I'm still excited. But I'm not worried until we find a fibroid. And so that was like I think that was probably a little bit sooner than we were like officially trying, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, just timing wise, it was a while ago, and it's been a long journey.
That we had to go to the hospital that night. One of them had burst or something like that.
No, that was cyst rupture.
Yeah.
So to take it all back to your question, that year wasn't spent with us like worrying, but I was anticipating something to happen. And then when it wasn't happening, it was like, okay. And so I'd actually been in therapy at the time. And when I was speaking to my therapist, she actually started telling me, about her journey. And she was just like, you should go just get an evaluation. Go see what's up.
Yeah.
Let them tell you what's going on. Even if it's just nothing but like a little blockage and they run some fluid and you good. It's like, okay, cool. So we start doing the evaluations. And there's like several tests that we were doing. And I mean, it's like, I think I was there like once a week at one point.
Wow.
Yeah, we were doing so they're running blood work and they're doing evaluations and they're doing ultrasounds and they're literally monitoring your entire cycle. They want to see what your body looks like, your blood work, your temperatures, your everything throughout your entire monthly cycle.
Okay.
To see what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
After that, once they kind of make a determination, I guess your blood work looks good, your hormones look good, whatever. They see the fibroids, but they're not concerned about that. So I have multiple. They're not concerned about that. I also have a cyst, but we don't find that until later. Did you want to jump in? Oh. I thought he said. So we did one exam where they like had to shoot some water. They wanted to shoot some air first and then some dye through my fallopian tubes to make sure they weren't blocked. When I tell you this was a crazy
you were waiting
pain,
for this?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a crazy, like, the expectation is that if you're good, it just goes through. You don't feel anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this felt like somebody jabbed me in my back.
Wow.
With like, it was a dull pain, but it don't hurt.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's when we were like, okay, so there's some blockage there, but we don't know how much. They have to do surgery to make this specific diagnosis. So I have stage 4 endometriosis. So there's at this point no way to officially.
That was a diagnosis.
After the surgery. Okay.
There's no way to officially diagnose it.
I'm trying to let everybody follow because she jumped.
I'm so sorry, but
So, yeah, that was the diagnosis, stage 4 endometriosis.
Thank you for clearing that up.
And for those who don't know, can you describe what that is?
Give a little bit. Yeah. So endometriosis, and again, I'm not an expert. This is something I found out in 2021. So in doing my own research, what I know of endo is that basically when I menstruate, some of the tissues, growth tissues that would typically flow back up into my body. And then they can attach in certain areas, create like bonding, if you will. They can block certain things or create additional growths.
Because this is all stuff that will be creating a person.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's creating
this
like
is
a
that uterine wall that sheds. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, okay, I wonder, is that how sometimes there's like false pregnancies because it's like your hormones think that you're, I feel like I've heard.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
It could be interesting, but I don't know.
You're going to use your science brain.
No, I might be thinking something else, but
there are so many different. This endo is just one. Endometriosis is just one.
Wow.
Of the many different fertility issues. So, but endometriosis and PCOS are kind of similar. I don't know. That could be something you might be describing from that, But yeah, so they won't make this diagnosis without doing this surgery. So what that just means for a little bit of awareness is that, I got my cycle at the age of 10, and they were always really, really, really bad. Now you got babies, right? That time flies. And then 10 is here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's not to say they'll get their cycles at 10.
Yeah.
But it's just to say that little girls get their cycles at early ages sometimes, right? And it was bad for me. But I think because everybody else around me had bad cycles.
You just kind of normalized it.
It was normalized. You know what I'm saying? And so we talked a little bit about the family. Well, not yet, but I'll go back to the diagnosis real quick. So we got the diagnosis. They tell us that basically my tubes are blocked and there's no way for the sperm and the egg to meet. So I have to either have surgery or go through IVF to get pregnant. Basically telling me at this point, because of how much blockage there is, we won't get pregnant naturally. Now, whole time, I'm like, I hear you, sir. But I also know God. He's kind of big. So, you know. So I'm like, this could happen differently for us. But so we do the surgery.
Pause for a second.
Mhm.
I wanted to say this before we get too deep into the story too, because it's relevant here. When she said, "I do know God," that's one of the things about it. Even being people of faith, no matter what faith you are, it's one thing to lean on God to make him, like, to make stuff happen in your mind. But sometimes I think we overlook the practical things God set up in order for you to still get what you want or need. People always want the magical thing to happen.
That's
Like people want
like a miracle.
people want God to be like presto changeo,
Yeah.
you're pregnant.
Right.
Yeah.
But whole time it's like, yo, I put all these doctors down there.
Right.
It's all this
Yeah.
technology that got
Inventions,
developed.
right.
Yeah.
Y'all happen to live in the
advances
time
made
in
in
the
science,
timeline where
right.
all this stuff does exist. Like if
Yeah.
y'all was,
Yeah.
if y'all came in like 72,
Yeah.
you feel me?
Yeah.
85.
Yeah.
I don't know, baby. But see, we in the 2020s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, don't faith yourself out of
Yeah.
God going to do it for me. Going to the doctor and
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
checked out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually
Exactly.
finding out
Yep.
what's going on with you, because the doctors
Yeah.
given knowledge by somebody too,
Right.
Yes.
in order to help us,
Yeah.
even though we having a hard
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted to even say that to somebody that might be going through something and might be held up about getting checked out about
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
it is.
And that's such a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
God
think in
put
our
all of this
community,
stuff here to help
Black
you
community,
too,
we
even if
don't do that.
even if it's positive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God's still in play. It ain't
Yes.
over.
No, that's
Yeah.
a fact.
So I just wanted to say that before it gets too far in, because people don't know that she has a very big church background.
Yeah.
PKs on PKs on PKs in her family. Nah, for real. So it's like,
I
you know,
know.
you can get so deep into your faith sometimes that you're not ever moving your body and
Yeah.
doing the practical thing, which is getting to that doctor.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. And I'm actually glad
Facts.
that you brought that up, because I feel like that applies to, like I said, not even just pregnancy, but kind of like anything situation where I think a lot of people, I think you're right in that a lot of people will wait for like the grandiose, like, yo, like I woke up and you know what? My legs regrew themselves. Like
See what I'm
like some
saying?
crazy, like something crazy.
But I
Like
was
people
no,
want
when
that.
you first felt it, if you just went to the doctor, they could have said, do some exercise, strengthen that one muscle up. and you
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Now you missing a
Yeah.
whole leg because your joint then got atrophy in the whole joint.
Yeah.
You ain't moving it. You know what I'm saying? You like, what's
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And I
They like, God, why? He like, bro, I
I-
was just trying to tell you to do some exercise. In the
yeah, like I
beginning.
didn't ask you to do nothing. Like you just
My son,
Same with mental
exercise
health.
would have saved you.
yeah, I feel like it's like that story was like the dude drowned and ignored the 3 boats.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
waiting for God, and God, like I said, the 3 boats.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'm
Child.
very glad. I thank you for bringing it up, because I do think that's one of the things, and
Yeah.
I think also I believe that it's hard for a lot of people. I think it's hard for a lot of people in faith to rationalize God and like science being connected, and it's like
As if everything isn't everything.
yes,
Like, yo, what did God create? You'd be like, everything. You'd be like,
you wait and
that
say
includes, right.
so now when it comes to science, well, if science ain't included in everything, you see.
That's the white man's medicine.
It's inside
Okay.
everything, but outside of
Yeah.
everything. Like,
Wait, man,
nah,
that is-
it's everything.
Yeah, it's
still.
like, come on, man. Like you said, like
Your brain got mad parts to it. He wants to talk to all of it.
yeah,
The whole thing.
No, for sure. for
Right.
sure. I'm glad. Thank you for bringing it up, because
So-
that's that's real.
Diagnosis stage, after the diagnosis.
Right. So you got the stage 4.
Yep. So got the diagnosis, and he gives us the options, and we pretty much from there know that this was gonna be our journey.
Like,
We chose to do
we're
the-
in it now.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And I came home all nervous to tell him, because I went to this specific appointment by
Mhm.
myself to kind of hear what the doctor was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh my God, like, what are we going to do? And my heart was just breaking.
Mm.
I walked in the crib and I'm snotting and crying on the couch or whatever. And he's like, like that. He was like, all right, so we're going to do the IVF. You're going to be good. You all right?
He said, get
And I
yourself
was
together.
like-
Like, we got options here.
I was like, you all right?
Dang.
He was like, yeah, I'm good. Are you all right? I was like, yeah.
Oh,
Nah,
But-
I'm just saying, as long as you ain't kicking us out the club, I'm straight. We got a shot.
Right.
Oh, yeah, we good. Yeah, we got a shot today.
You still want practice while we
good.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm money. Like,
That's
I got
funny.
a shot. Okay, cool.
That was his faith level, though, I will say.
Yeah.
Through real action
Mm-hmm.
the entire time.
I'm just
You know
like,
what I'm
God,
saying?
don't Jazzy Jeff me. Respect the Jazzy Jeff. But I mean,
Right, get thrown out.
Don't kick me out the whole joint.
Yeah.
He ain't me. So
Yeah.
cool. As long as she ain't come home and say, I'm
Right.
like, oh, right, we good. Like, if she
Yeah.
said, like, no shot, it'd be like, oh, no.
Right.
But she like, yo, we got options. I'm like, oh, yeah, options are good. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's hear them. Like,
That's it, right?
yeah,
That's
Break it
great
down.
perspective to have.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
options is great.
Right.
Nah, that's
Like,
Yeah.
options? Oh, we still good then. That's still the brain.
Nah,
What
that's
you mean?
that's
Right.
real.
Yeah, options are great.
So
Ain't
did
nothing
you
to be cotton about
consider?
options?
Did
The
you
surgery?
consider the surgery?
So we talked about it. We talked about both. The thing with the surgery was that I would have to have it and then do some like hormonal medications and very quickly try to get pregnant.
Oh,
Like
It would have
on
to,
some
yeah.
racing for this not to revert because
So,
the surgery is not
A quick
permanent.
thought
You're not
about
getting
that
rid
is
of it.
this. Are you changing anything pretty much by having the surgery? Like,
Yeah.
the endometriosis is still in there.
Yeah.
The tube is still blocked.
Yeah.
All that's still happening.
Yeah.
No, that ain't even an option. Let's do the one
Yeah,
that makes sense. Where we
right.
know, all
Yeah.
right, okay, that makes sense. You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
That
like,
wasn't
you know
even
what
like
I
a
mean?
permanent solution.
No,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
them.
Okay.
They would have gone in to try to like basically
And then you
clean up
gotta
my
go
tubes
do this
to
like
open
every
them.
time you
But
want
they
to
could
try.
get
It's
blocked
like,
again.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Exactly.
It'd been more
So-
hassle than yeah.
Let's try the
this is
IVF
how-
Yeah.
and see what happens. So we got the process started, and that was it wasn't as bad, I will say, as some of the things that I have heard. Like I did a lot of researching and looking at trying to find people.
There was somebody close in our family too that had been through this. That like
Didn't say.
like
But y'all didn't know until.
we didn't realize it until we started going through it. And then
Oh.
Wow.
oh, this is how you like. Oh, okay.
Dang,
The only reason
okay.
I'm not saying because I don't know if they were.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, like
Right.
it was like, oh wow. So that was definitely a kind of like
Encouraging.
Yeah.
Yes.
like a
Success
little
story.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Little gift right there because it's like right there. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, great.
Yep. And then one of my sisters hooked me up with a friend of hers that went through the IVF process for one of her kids successfully. And so she put me in contact with her and we had started, chatting back and forth, just texting. And that helped so much just to know, okay, this works for somebody.
Yeah.
That I can see with my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
That's that habit
Another
community.
God part of the situation is the fact that while we're going through this process, one of the ladies says in her one of her scans, even if you guys need IVF, Delaware is one of the top places in the whole country for it. We got one of the best doctors in the whole country for it. Like
And we do.
every state, like they're up there for that.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like that specific thing.
Right.
So y'all was right in the right
I mean,
place
it was like-
at the right time. You saying the right year, the right
You know what
time.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like we down there with Jordan. Like if somebody gonna be doing IVFs, we got like the Jordan IVFs down here. Like that's crazy.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
So during this time, I say, did y'all I guess at what point or like during this time did y'all start telling like your family members like, yo, like this is what we got to do type of thing, or like or was it something y'all wanted to like keep to yourselves? Like
I share with like my sister and my mom.
Okay.
Because those are the two people that I kind of talk to. Like
Yeah.
I said, I've always thought that it was important to share like health with your immediate family because y'all got the same DNA.
Yeah.
You gotta start talking about what is going on with you because somebody knows something.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And then as you start talking, you actually do start finding out like there's history of loss in your family.
Yeah.
Maybe not endometriosis, or maybe somebody was just not diagnosed and we thought those were just really bad cycles. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know. But I did talk to my mom and sister, and I probably talked to like my close friends, but outside of that,
kind of kept it close. What about you, Don?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even remember. Um, throughout that whole point, in my life personally, throughout the whole thing, it was a lot changing for me at that time. So I was keeping a lot of stuff in general to myself during that time. If anybody would have knew anything, it'd have been you and our other brother that we had. But if y'all didn't know, then I wouldn't have been telling anybody, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be a better gauge of that type of thing for me. Because I'm just not even the person that keep track of that type of stuff. Like, I was talking to this person during that time. I might remember specific conversations, but like the timing on some of that stuff, somebody else might, that was when this was going on. Like, oh yeah, that was. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really remember, and I mean, a little bit of spoiler alert for the story, but that was the first time. But see, we had to go through 2 rounds of that. See, so it was definitely different. I think I was more open about talking about it the first round, maybe even when we got into it, because I mean, I think I don't remember actually talking about it until we was about to find out whether or not it worked or not. Because I was at Malik's house,
and that's
when I found out that she was pregnant.
And that's I about to say.
Let's talk about that.
That's I about to say, because that was literally.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it like before, like I think we spoke on the phone like a week or so ago. And it didn't hit me until today. And I remember it kind of like it took me back to that moment, because it was like, I think we did. I feel like you mentioned it, that it was something that was happening. But closer to the time when it's like you find out that you're pregnant, not like at the beginning. And the thing was, I remember the day because like Malik had the cameras outside the house, and I remember you sent the video, and like C ran out the house, like crying and happy, and it was like, oh, like this is it, like we got it, it was done.
Work,
yeah,
all that stuff. Because even going, see, like part of the skip is to have IVF. It's not like you go do your thing in a cup, they take some of your stuff and go put it in her and then insert it. Now, see, they go in and harvest eggs. So they go take however many eggs she produces from a cycle.
Yeah.
And then they put those, and then they take what you do in your little cup, and they put those, then they start putting them together one by ones. You know what I mean? So now they'll tell you at the end, between the eggs we grabbed from her and the sperm we grabbed from you, we were able to fertilize 8 eggs. So y'all had 8 eggs that are actually fertilized, which means now you got 8 possibilities.
We started with 5.
Of pregnancy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if you get 8 out of y'all thing, so y'all get 8, like let's say you get pregnant on the first one, all the way to term and have the baby. Y'all got 7 more shots.
Okay.
Right.
Without her having to go through the surgeries, get more eggs and all of that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, so now you go from round 1 of holding your breath to a whole nother round.
Yeah.
Like, damn, we got 5 shots at this.
I'm about to say, and is 5 a high number or low number for when they're doing like
I think that's a good number.
I think it's a good number.
Okay.
It's like it's not like
to have
normally high, but it's not like really low.
I'll say this.
Okay.
To have any is a good number,
That's
because realistically, some people do not get their bodies don't react to the medicine. You know what I'm saying? So it's not at all of this process. Message, God is in every single part of it. Like, I don't care how much science you want to put on, there's no guarantee.
Yeah.
Just because we're doing any of this, there's no guarantee they'll get eggs from me. Everyone.
Every time it's a new door,
everyone.
He got to open the door for you just like the last time.
And that's damn. And
that's what I mean. So again, like you go from that every step. Look. As the dude on the side of this, you know that we're not getting pregnant as the dude. And they tell her something's going on with her too. But like, until they fertilize them eggs, you like you've heard of women having issues.
Yeah.
And still getting pregnant. And dudes, and my joints is like, super joints. My joints I built with the spider. And now they're like spider sperms. And they be going through. They be like, dang, like they be like, she got all this going on with her. And you still getting her pregnant? Like, so you still thinking in your mind, like, I mean, I know what they said, but could it be me too? You know what I'm saying? And you gotta remember, I'm a little older at this time. I'm 34. while we're going through this the first time.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, like, all right, like, look, bad example. And it's not going to be nothing crazy. But I'm just saying. I'm not dating. He knows. And it's not going to be crazy. I'm just saying bad example because a lot of people, you should have knew better and all of this.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying when you nervous, you nervous. I'm watching a show at the time called Ballers that The Rock is on.
Yeah.
He's trying to have a baby, right? And he goes to the doctor, and the doctor tells him, "Well, Spence, your swimmers ain't quite swimming in the like condition." They said from all the drugs, sex, and partying you done, at the age you are now, your joint just like degenerating.
Yeah.
So the doctor tells him on the show, he said, "I'll put it like this: if you want to have a kid, you need to get as busy as you can immediately, because
time.
Yeah, you want to clock.
You ain't in good shape."
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that's not nothing good for me to be watching.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm saying everybody would rationally be like, "Man, that's TV. Man, ain't got nothing to do with you." But you know how shows just be talking right to you, like,
Yeah.
why would this episode be about this?
Right
now, like,
yeah.
gracious. I'm just saying it's just stuff you're not thinking about as a dude that you always thinking is.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as my stuff is working, you thinking your stuff is working.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until everything not going how it's supposed to, and now you like you didn't even think the question.
Yeah.
Wait, well, am I good? Because
And I want to, like I said, like going from that day, I would say to the first time that I guess the first time when you lose, like what was the emotions going through that? Like
how did that?
Yeah, like
So we found out we were pregnant. We got the call that we were pregnant on, I feel like I'm trying to remember the dates. It was sometime in August, I want to say.
It was the day we were at Malik's house.
Yep, it was in August. And that day they called me, I think it was maybe a day after. So at that point they put you on, like, when I say I was getting tested before, now that I'm pregnant, in here, blood work, blood work,
and all that. Right.
So at first they're monitoring regularly, so I'm getting blood work, and they're checking my blood work and my HCG level that's supposed to be elevated, and it's the hormone that kind of lets you know you're pregnant. Is the way that they even confirmed the pregnancy was not getting high fast enough.
Okay.
So they were like, okay, let's bring you in. Doesn't mean anything right now, but we need to keep checking it. So they checked it, and I think they waited for maybe about a week. And at this point, like, I had got excited. After I got the phone call, I'm thinking, again, you're moving with privilege, right?
Yeah.
And not realizing.
They tell us y'all pregnant.
Yeah.
Just tell my girlfriends.
Yep. I told my girlfriends. I, of course, told my mom, my sister. So, I'm starting to tell people. And then I think they call us that Friday and said, you need to come in for blood work. If this doesn't look good, we're going to have to terminate the pregnancy because it's not going to actually be viable.
Yeah.
Like this and basically they declared it an ectopic pregnancy. I think I'm saying it right.
Okay.
Basically where the baby is not actually implanted, the egg is not implanted in your uterus. It's trying to implant somewhere else, which could be extremely harmful.
So,
you can die.
Yeah.
You could absolutely die. Now at that point, only one of my fallopian tubes is open, so it ain't the other one. But they can't find the baby. They're looking for a sac development somewhere. It was the last check. They already knew, but I think they did it to kind of give me like a peace of mind because they're telling me they're terminating this pregnancy just off of the blood work. Yeah. So I'm like, no, I go look.
Right.
We need multiple confirmations.
Listen, go look.
Yeah.
So they did, and they couldn't find anything. So we had to terminate the pregnancy. So that felt like a little mini death.
Yeah. Split screen.
Mm-hmm.
She feels that a little bit differently because, of course, this is her body.
Yeah.
The baby that she looked for inside her body and all of that. You know what I mean? I'm over here big faith still, you know what I mean? But I feel bad because she feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's not the same feel bad.
Yeah.
She's feeling bad about the baby. Again, I get the privilege of being the man in the situation, not having to give my body up
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the process. So I'm not feeling that as much as she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling for my wife because I know what she's feeling like and how bad she went this. That's
Yeah.
what I'm feeling bad about.
Yeah.
The baby part, I'm like, it's hard to even move to where I'm at actually because I'm feeling bad for her.
Yeah.
You can't be like, man, shut up, girl. Like, get over that. We got another shot. It's gonna be good. Like, she don't want to hear none of that in that
You gotta
moment.
have some
Yeah.
empathy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta just
I was gonna say, how do you show up in that moment?
shut up.
I like it. I like it.
Good answer. Good answer.
I
Shut
mean,
up. You
because
put your body right in the place where it need to be and shut up.
that part.
Mm.
Stop trying to act like you know more than she know about what's going on with her
Yeah.
body, about how she feel about the situation. If you know you okay, be okay and shut up.
You
Message.
feel supported by your family
Message.
going through that too?
I felt I was very numb at that point.
Mhm.
And I can't tell you that anything that anybody did made a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
said, I shut up and put my body in position. Like there wasn't much to say.
Mhm.
Now I'll say, like, you know,
When
You
see
have
somebody
members
doing
in
their
your-
own faith walk, you can't carry their cross or what, you know what I mean? You got to watch them
Yeah.
carry their own joint.
Yeah.
and I
You know what I'm
had to
saying?
take my lick
Yeah.
and like get up.
Just
And
okay.
that
Yeah.
was a process
Yeah.
because I definitely went through a little depression.
Mm.
I was about to say, and so
It's something
Mhm.
that, like, at that point in time, again, my faith big because I know what me and Big Fella talking about, but at the same time, Big Fella like, look, she got to
So-
go through something.
so that's what I was gonna ask. In this moment where y'all saying like it's two different joints, I'll say in that moment, what is each of y'all conversations with God looking like during that time? Because I'd imagine it's very different.
Mm.
Having like the big faith where it's like, dang, I thought we was on the same page type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, what was the conversation with God like in that time?
I had already gone through, like I said, throughout that year of trying, I had gone through the, oh, dag, it's not happening, the up and down anticipation. So I had already worked my way through some of the, I'm very much so like somewhat of an anxiety thinker where I think way ahead. So I'd already gone through some of the thought processes of, okay, if this doesn't happen, I went through, God, I'm going to be angry with you. Yo, I'm going to be pissed. If you don't, yo, for real?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
If you don't come through for me.
Yeah.
like at that point, and then, now this is before we started this part of the journey, before we lost the baby, right?
Yeah.
I had went through those feelings already. So by the time we lost the baby, I wasn't as much angry. My prayers sounded a lot more like, all right, listen, what are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
What's happening right now?
Yeah.
Like, what's good? Chew me in. Where are we at?
What's the plan?
Let me know the
What's
plan.
the way forward right
Yeah.
now? What are we doing right now? Because this didn't expect.
Mm.
Been going down this road and I'm kind of tired, bro.
Mm.
If you're gonna do it, I'm gonna need you to do it. Like
Mhm.
for real, come on. That's what a lot of my prayers sounded like. Like,
Mm.
you
That's-
told me this.
Yeah, that's heavy.
What's up?
That's heavy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was very much so not at an angry point with God, but trying to build my faith to a coming boldly
Yeah.
point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So that's what my prayers sounded like.
For me, I don't know how other people consider prayer to go or not. I don't consider myself a traditional prayer anymore. You know, I don't get down and be like, all right, 5 o'clock, oh Lord, thank you for ever being in my life, God. I thank you, Lord. Like, I don't know, like, shout out to people that still feel like that's how they got to do it. But I mean, I really have a relationship with God.
Yeah.
Like, that's really my homie.
Yeah.
I really believe in him. I don't need nobody else help believing in him. I don't need nobody to convince me about it. I don't need nobody to get me up and excited to do it every day.
Mhm.
So with me and God, again, I got running conversation with God. it's almost like on some tip. Like if I don't never stop praying, when do I start praying again?
Yeah.
If you don't ever stop.
If I never stop praying, when do I start? When do I pick my prayer back up? If
I
my
like
mind always open,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
falling asleep with your girl. I don't gotta call her back in the morning.
Just on the phone.
Yo, what's up? No, yo, you up?
Yeah, yeah.
The whole time, baby.
Yeah.
Like, that's where me and God at with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't gotta, all I be doing in the moments when stuff is happening, just being like, all right, well, not this way.
Mm.
All right, then, cool. Like, you gotta walk down to my logic on all of it is that if you don't find out, you don't turn over all of the stones without turning over all the stones.
Yeah.
Somebody be like, I gotta go turn over every stone. And then in the middle of turning over stones, be like, I'm turning over stones.
Yeah.
I gotta turn over stones. Like,
Yeah.
you set out at the beginning saying I gotta turn over every stone. If I have to turn over every stone, this is how you start it. If I gotta turn over every stone, I'm gonna do what I got to do.
Right.
You get the 10 stones, it's like 1,000 stones I heard. God,
10. Yeah.
you really gonna make me do all these stones?
Right.
It's like,
And what?
look, God's like, if you got to.
Yeah.
See, so in real life, I'm at 10, like, smell more stones out this mug. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with it, for real on the inside.
Yeah.
But it was, let me chime in to say that it was helpful though to balance that out. Cause like I said, I went through a whole depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You needed that energy from him. Yeah.
yes, cause if we was both down,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We wouldn't have got anything accomplished.
Yeah.
So
Feet ain't gonna get us over that.
at all.
Right.
So I absolutely needed the moments where he didn't shut up and he was like, all right, listen,
I'm gonna help you through.
let's work through. He would literally help me walk through framing my mind around what was getting ready to happen to get my faith up.
Underrated part about what you gotta go through. People don't know how much the IVF costs.
Yeah.
You got to put that paper out there. You got to put your money where your mouth at.
Even with insurance.
Even with insurance. You got to put your money where you want your babies.
Good insurance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want your babies?
Right.
You got to go get them. You got to do what you... Well, see, I had to start doing what I had to do for my babies before they even got here.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what? Again, do you want them here or do you not want them here?
Yeah.
See, because if I ain't had to get my mind right like that on the front end, I don't even know if I would be a great dad like I am right now.
Yeah.
See, I don't even got to ask nobody right now because I'm in the game. You feel me? Like I know I'm in the MVP running. I know I'm in the race. I know my work. You feel me?
For sure.
I'm at the. I'm so comfortable with my game on that. It's like, man, look, I'm gonna let the people tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to start doing that from the beginning. You know what I mean? That's another thing she wondered about because, look, we ain't rich. We ain't up like everybody portraying to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
We work hard for every single
And I feel
thing
like
we got.
IVF, that's normally, you hear like wealthy people like, oh, we can just
like,
do,
oh, that's
you know.
nothing. Like,
Right.
oh, just a little hurdle. But no, again,
nah.
That's like
talking about
a serious investment.
See, that's why on the low, like,
Yeah.
or on the low, see, the social medias and all that,
Yeah.
when people be talking about how, like, if you ain't rich, you need to be having kids. They be like,
Right.
punch me in your face.
Right.
What you talking about? What?
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
You talking about? I ain't rich.
Right. So now after going through that ordeal, which I can just only imagine, I can't imagine. It's just, I'm sorry y'all had to actually go through that. And
Appreciate you, sis.
making it to the other side, you get to a point where you're like, let's try again because you have 4 more chances, right? Or 7 more chances.
So the number started at 5.
Okay.
We lost 1 on its way to cryo, which is us. Yeah. It's
Conditions gotta
again,
be right.
Yeah.
every
Goodness
step
gracious.
of the way.
Wow.
Again, to hold your breath is, look.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, you tell me about this one and that one. Like, goodness.
Yeah.
Then look, right after you done had them, they hit you like, yeah. So if y'all want to store them here, we need like 700.
Yikes.
More like that's it.
Yikes.
I'm just saying. I said like. That's what I'm saying.
Dang.
So then it was
Look,
5.
y'all
It
want to
went
keep
from
them here
8
too? You
to
like
7 to 6 to 5.
It was always 5. He was giving a
Okay.
hypothetical number earlier. Messing us
Here I
up.
am,
It
stuck on
started
8.
at 5.
Okay, it
We
started
went
at
down
5,
to 4.
Then 4, and
then we lost that one.
okay.
We did at one point. We did go down to 2. Yeah.
Okay.
We went down
Wow.
to 2 because we had 1 more left.
Okay. So then
Yeah.
you get to
Damn.
the 2,
Right.
and then you go through that process all over
I
again.
thought we had 2 left.
Oh, damn.
I ain't even.
It was just the one.
You had to have
I
your
ain't
body
even really wanna
detox
ask
though,
for
didn't
it.
you? Before you even go through that next round.
They kind of just tell you to let your body return back to normal, get your
Okay.
cycle again. And then I actually went on a shot that was called Depo, but it's not your traditional Depo. It actually puts you into menopause. So I had to take a shot for 3 months. Mind you, you talk about these medication and these prices. You take shots, a whole lot of them.
Wow.
One of them was like
so
well
much
over a stack.
and lifting so many people. You know how many people I was lift driving, bro?
Damn.
I was at the airport, like I worked there, bro. Like what
Damn.
you talking about?
It's not funny, but
Listen, I
that's
was
commitment. But that's
hustling.
how
Yeah.
much this meant to
You
you to
understand
make
that
this happen.
Yeah. And
I
that's
could have got a
That's
CDL. I was
Wow.
driving so much.
yo, you should have. Yeah.
No lie, like I could go show them my lift hours, and they probably be like, "Yo, just give cuz the CDL."
Yeah.
Go ahead and give it to him.
Well, let's fast forward to the triumph.
Yes. Yes.
The triumph of the story. So you got your 2 eggs left.
Yes.
You're down to 2.
Let's put the asterisk on triumph, because we do get pregnant with the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
Oh, right.
do you want to be faithful or not?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where your faith at?
Yeah.
Are you resting now because you think you won?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Kobe said, job
Not done.
finished.
Yeah.
Job finished?
Yeah.
Job not finished. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it ain't, this is where you learn. It ain't over till it's over.
Yeah.
It ain't over until God said it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
Other people will put you out the game way faster than God said it was over.
Yeah, for sure.
Even yourself.
Mm.
See, because how many weeks was it when we seen the blood?
5.
5
Until the
weeks in.
pregnancy? Okay.
Mind you, we lost the first one. 5 weeks into getting
The
pregnant.
second
With the second
pregnancy.
one, everything's good.
Yeah.
5 weeks. We going out the door to go get something to eat like a normal day. And she go, babe, I gotta go to the bathroom. I just felt something gushing.
Mm.
Damn.
And she thinking she's just peeing on herself because she pregnant.
Yeah.
Look, we get to the toilet, she go, babe. And I mean, 1,000-mile stare. I already like kicked into the mode immediately because something's going on.
Yeah.
And me, I know my wife. And drama just ain't something she do well with.
Yeah.
Of no sort. It could be a bumblebee flying in here right now. She's going to leave the building. It's quarantine the building for the bumblebee. So when it's something real serious, I already know it ain't like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like,
Yeah.
again, 1,000-mile stare, bro.
Mm.
And she like, I'm bleeding. See, at a certain point in time, you can give up. You could be frustrated. You could be tired. You could be all that. But when you want what you want, is your faith where it need to be at to get to what you want?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Because throughout this whole time, she could tell you. She said she'll call me if I'm lying. Look, I said, all right, look, we just gotta get to the hospital. That's it. Look, we just gotta get to the hospital. And she's trying not to panic. She trying.
Yeah.
She trying. She crying. She trying. Trying and trying.
Crying and trying.
I can imagine because you're thinking like, what
Look,
is?
I'm in the car playing meditation music.
What
I'm cranking
now?
that joint. I'm like, nope, we good. I'm like, nope, we straight. We straight. I'm telling her, we good. We straight. Watch, we good. We all right. Ain't nothing. We good. We all right. We good. All the way. When we get to the hospital, they taking forever to get us. I'm like, no, we shout out to all y'all in the emergency room.
It's a real
We really, really, really in need.
I went to the wrong part of the hospital too. We did. We went to the regular emergency room. We should have went to the
maternity.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm walking in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo. Yo.
Yeah.
Black lady see me. I see the black lady. I'm like, yo.
Look out.
It's a real problem.
Sister.
Right.
Yeah.
She an older black lady too. I'm like, Mom, go auntie. What's up, baby? She like, what's going on? I said, I got a wife that's bleeding, pregnant. She said, where's she at? We won't get it.
You know what? I can't.
No.
She got right with it.
Stupid.
She came, got her, put her in her wheelchair, took her over, and now, listen, God again.
You gotta tell. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you tell it. I'm about to hand it off. God again. She's wheeling us over. This specific nurse showed up at this specific spot. and made the connection with me to go get her. And now this nurse tells her this story while we on the way.
She says, yeah, it was her daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her with her daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She says, she starts asking me what's going on. So I'm telling her what's going on. She was like, baby. She said, was you stressing? You all right? You was stressing? Was you moving around? She said, you all right. You going to be all right. She said, my daughter 42 right now. That happened to me at 5-6 weeks myself.
Yeah.
And
same exact thing happened to the nurse.
Same exact thing.
Same exact
and
time
that literally
she said, my daughter
calmed
40 right
my
now.
body, like, because I'm shaking at
That's
this
what
point.
you needed to hear. Yeah.
Listen, nothing but God to connect you with somebody who could give you I just needed the little mustard seed.
Yeah.
I just needed a little bit of something to grab onto to say, okay, chill out. And signs the whole way we were riding to the hospital, and the van we were riding behind had the baby on board sticker on it as we were riding to the hospital. So he's talking to me, encouraging me the whole time. And so at that point, by the time this lady tells the story, we see the baby on board, John. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm good now. So I've dropped the tears or whatever. We get to the actual but the maternity portion of the hospital. I think that's triage. And we were there, and I had stopped bleeding at this point. So I'm like, all right, cool. So now they're like, well, we need to do a vaginal ultrasound, make sure we see the baby, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, we hadn't gone to the hospital yet to hear the heartbeat, or to not hear but see the heartbeat.
Yeah.
But she was like, you're far enough along for us. We should be able to see a heartbeat. So she comes in, she's looking, not finding the baby. She's like, I'm not seeing it. And I'm like,
okay.
I'm laid out on the table like, girl, you better find it. And she finally found the baby, saw the heartbeat.
Thank God.
Dang.
Right up. Like,
everything.
Calm. At that point, I'm like, and at this point too, mind you, you talked about or asked us a little earlier when we had started sharing with our family.
Yeah.
At this point, this second time, he said we were a lot more open the first time.
Yeah.
What broke my heart so much the first time was having to call all of those people back
and be like,
tell them what was happening. It felt
inside.
It felt crazy every time. It ran me through the emotions every time. I was going into deep crying sessions every time. So I was just like, listen, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going not do that.
And for another angle of it too, it's like for married couples out there that includes your families and friends and a lot of stuff. Sometimes you feel like you need to do something with your wife, or with your husband. You know what I'm saying? And this was one of them things you reached to the point where it was like, we ain't doing this for nobody else.
It's just
really doing this for us because that's what we want for our family. So we gonna do this.
Yeah,
we gonna see this through. And then
until you
everybody
feel
else will
comfortable.
You can't hide a baby from people that's really in your life.
Right.
Like I could have seen y'all up until this point, without y'all knowing there was a baby around. You know what I'm saying? Like So it's just like, y'all, they're gonna find it's not for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for that second time, that's another wrinkle of that too. Just like, we need to do something for this family, for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That we not polluting with outside noise neither.
Yeah.
We want this to be us throughout the whole process. We want this to be something that we wanted to do, that we wanted to see through, that we wanted to make happen on our own strength.
And even to that, I think I'd imagine that also like the support probably wouldn't have been there the same as much as the first time. Like you tell somebody and it's like, oh, like, all right, well, like,
what's support though? You know what I mean? Maybe I'm asking because that's a good question in general. Like what? Like when people are going through these things, because I put it like this: sometimes me and her don't even realize that you may or may not have had support for certain things because we wasn't even looking for it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I
don't necessarily know what some people be looking for from people when they get like, I got her pregnant. So what am I looking for? Like,
so I think that's why I said maybe like support's the wrong word. And I do think you're right because of that. But I guess I'm looking more so because like to our family, and I think it's been many a times, and it probably happens in most families where it's like, you get to this space where I don't want to say people like at a certain point it'll be like maybe people just like want to know rather than want to know so that they figure out how they can help. It's like I just want to be in a loop about something as opposed to like I want to know that this happened as opposed to like
so that I can take action.
Say that.
Yes, I want to know so that I can help. It's like, nah,
Dime over there, back of a change.
Well, I mean,
they be like, don't nobody want to know, like, what? Why you ain't telling me Dime's over there back of a change so I can go give him some money and get him up out that corner?
I just want to know
like,
begging for change. So
is he what corner? Look at that.
Yeah.
But I feel like we moved with that in mind. We started moving with that in mind long before this.
Okay.
But we move with that in mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not big talkers. If you are present in our lives, you know what's going on.
That was the part. Right?
If you're not actually present,
you don't
know what's going on and why.
If you was
what would be the point of you
calling me on this? What's up, bro? How you doing today? I'm good. Going to the doctors because this is something I'm actually doing.
Yeah.
I'm not hiding that from you. But if you ain't,
if you're not, I'm not calling you up to
go
give you my
2
news.
whole IVF processes without you finding out that I was doing that.
Then you wasn't.
You probably don't talk.
Yeah.
So by the time we are having some success in that area,
you are not the
I'm
person
not
I'm
gonna
calling.
hit you up.
Who am I feeling like I have to like? Oh, I ain't talking
Yeah.
to you in about 2 years.
Yeah. I need to call. Guess what?
Yep, my baby pregnant now.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
I know you ain't gonna do nothing for us or the baby, but she pregnant now.
Just so you know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's
we moved with intention. As that was concerned, like who we were physically in the presence of, who we told, all of that was extremely intentional because this was precious to us. Mm-hmm. Like on a even more extreme level now. Yeah. We was feeling like Mama and Daddy Bear, like, I will kill somebody for absolutely nothing but looking this way. Yeah. So please don't look my way.
Nah, that's
so we needed to be in the presence of sure energy. Yeah. I'm not just talking about good energy, but sure energy. I don't need to be guessing about you and whether or not you really good. And no. Right now, I need to be sure for a fact.
We ain't evaluating relationships right now. Yeah, we gonna take it for what it is.
And for sure that. So we kept it very very present. We were very present in the experience, and so people that were present with us experienced that with us, and those who were not just didn't. Yeah. And that was what was best for us.
And I hope people listen to that. I hope people listen to this whole thing. But I feel like y'all said a lot of things that I think people don't like. You don't take into account. You really don't take into account.
Right.
And I say, I guess just because we pressure time, I say like in all that, obviously the blessing on the other side.
Is it y'all
had the no asterisk blessing is
my baby. Y'all did have a baby.
Young Jizzle.
And he had his challenges too.
Quick catch up. Even after the baby was before he even came, y'all had baby girl September 24th. That was the same day that they were shooting in our neighborhood. This is September now. This is months after they shooting in our neighborhood. As soon as we get out the car. We came from the grocery store, try to get some food again. Yeah. Taking the groceries out. Young boy started shooting in the neighborhood. We running. She fell. Boom. So we go to the hospital. We, and suspense again. They find his heartbeat again. Yeah. Boom. So then he's born. Shout out to that. Healthy. So we think.
So, yeah.
See, that's why I said the asterisk.
That was another,
for you.
Yeah.
Right. A life-threatening disease when he's born.
Called biliary atresia.
This is when you have a problem with your liver ain't working right. It's not getting rid of all of the bile and stuff. It's not draining properly. So it just ends up creating scar tissue in your liver and would kill you for it. Damn. So we found out the prognosis for that within 30 days of him being born. They say you should catch it in 60 days to have a good shot. We caught it inside 30 because Mama Bear, of course.
It's another blessing. And you were on top of it too, right? You were looking for signs. It was like in his stool, right? You see the little weird.
Yeah.
Really light stool.
When they do the biopsy on him, he didn't have any scar tissue on his liver. That's how early they found him.
That's a blessing. Thank God. Yeah.
He had the procedure to fix that called the Kasai procedure. And again, God showing up again. We live in Delaware, where Nemours is. Nemours is
the best
top baby hospital in the whole country. the guy that did his particular surgery for his Kasai procedure, again, they say is the Michael Jordan,
the best in the
Kasai
country.
procedure. They actually called him that at the hospital.
Wow.
Dr. Dunn.
Shout out to Dr. Dunn.
For real.
The more pressing thing about that is that he's about to retire. So like Dom was like one of his last couple of surgeries.
Wow.
Y'all caught it right before,
Like literally last couple of people, like only doing a couple more babies, then I'm gone.
Yeah.
And Dom was one of his patients. He was coming and checking on him like a lot because again, he's one of his last patients.
Yeah.
So he in the room a lot, coming and checking on us and all of that. And we was in that timing of it.
Yeah.
To have all these different people around at that and all these places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So get past that, he's healthy now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thank God.
I was about to say thank God for that. And that's
big fast for sure.
Yeah.
Y'all definitely went through some trials.
Young Jizzle.
My goodness.
So
I'm so glad to see y'all on the other side.
Yeah,
all of that.
for sure.
We are happy to be on the other side.
And that's not, I said a lot of things that y'all said, especially like the intentionality, like I feel like it's just like you said, being in tune with God. And I knowing the story versus, and like going through it versus like hearing the story now from a hindsight point of view is almost not two different stories, but it gives you way different perspective on it. That's why I was like, even knowing the story, like hearing this, I'm like, damn, like it felt like, damn, like, was I even there? Like, it wasn't like
I forgot some stuff. I was like,
no lie though. I mean, keeping it real inside of this. Sometimes even when you're going through stuff, people do get a little blinded by what they got going on.
Yeah.
So they're not supporting their people the right way. You know what I mean? There are days where I did feel upset at people for not being there more because I felt like I was there more for them. Like I've had to like physically hold myself back from being there more for people because they just not there for me like that. And it's like when you're not feeling that back, when you're not feeling that genuine love back from people, you gotta protect yourself. Your own family. You know what I mean? See, because when you get married to somebody else, they going on all your adventures with you. Every time you're going to support somebody, every time you're going to show up for somebody, they end up coming with you to support them the same way. And it'd be like, yo, like, you're not finding no time for your partner. Like, are you going to support these people who not supporting you? Or are you going to give it back to your partner? Are you willing to give it back to your partner? Are you willing to say, I know I've known these people for X amount of years and you came at this time, but like, who's really with me today?
Yeah.
15 years ago ain't got nothing to do with what my wife doing for me today.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? Like, I trade a lot of people from 20 years ago to keep my wife today.
Nah,
like,
for sure. That's real. That's real. And so, like I said, I guess the kind of close this out, I would say from both y'all perspective, what's the bright side of the journey and having each other for that journey?
You test it with your partner. Y'all know what's up for real.
Yeah.
When bullets start flying,
literally,
y'all know what to do.
Literally.
When bullets start flying, you know you got somebody that got your back that's going to show up. See, like, you don't.
Yeah, I know that's my dog for real.
You wouldn't want to have to go through stuff with people in order to find out where they at. What the benefit of going through stuff with people is, you know where they at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So them untested situations is cool.
Yeah.
But, you know, if a dark day come, just hope you make it.
Yeah.
You don't got to hope or wonder. The bright side is, after dark days, you don't got to wonder about how your person is in the dark days.
Factuals.
To me.
Nah, you're right.
That's beautiful.
The bright side for me is knowing that that's my dog. I married my best friend. Like, for real. Like, really, really my dog. So.
Yeah. Nah, that's real. And like I said, I feel like we do like learn, like, you basically said it. Like we learned that through going through the stuff where you be like, damn, like that's really like the person that got me. And like I said, I think this was definitely something that people need to hear. And I hope that and know people will get something from this, because like I said, I feel like it's unspoken, especially like the go through part.
Right.
Like I said, I think a lot of people just take it as, you got it done, got a baby, and that was that.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think that'll touch some.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll like I said, touch some people.
Something else to be mindful of. And I'm sorry, I just thought about this too. I hope that this also helps people realize, like, you don't know people's stories.
Yeah.
And I feel like in our community, maybe it's in other communities too, but I have seen firsthand where people are too quick to have an opinion about someone's situation why don't you have any kids yet?
Yeah.
Why aren't y'all pregnant? It's like, it's none of your business. You don't know what people are going through.
Yeah.
Right? So please be more mindful of that, because but you never know. And that's that thought of that privilege, thinking that everybody can just pop it out that they want to. You know what I mean? So it's just, please be mindful, because you just never
one
know.
thing can I say too?
No, go ahead.
Before we go.
We also need you to plug your stuff.
For
too.
anybody that's going through that type of thing, it's not your fault. Don't wear that like it's your fault. Something that's happening to you is happening to you. It's not your fault.
Yes.
You didn't make your body not able to produce a baby for whatever reason, or you didn't even make your body have the challenges to have the hard shit to go. Like, I mean, it's not your fault. Be easier on yourself so that you can start using your brain in a lot more clear ways to get to what you still want.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just because it don't look like what you wanted it to, don't mean it still can't be absolutely what you wanted. That's all I wanted to say about that, because people are way too hard on themselves. Like, oh, I can't have the baby. I have endometriosis. What did I do for that?
Yeah.
You didn't do nothing for that.
Yeah.
Right.
People just have that. Like, it's just something that happens to people.
Just something that happens. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a crappy roll of the dice.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at health and all of the possible things to be wrong with somebody. Everybody in here got something wrong with them.
Yeah.
Everybody. So it's not something that you did. So don't beat yourself up in that part. And I'm only saying that so you can get to the good stuff after that.
Yeah.
After the beat you up part, like, oh no, what did I do? God, woe's me. Like, nah, man, it's something that's happening to you.
Yeah.
For you to get through. Yeah. So that you can tell your story. And
you got a testimony.
About what you went through to get it. Because sometimes, I don't know, when you go through stuff, it just feel better at the end when you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, Ozempic that thing. And you really go to the gym and work that. I'm just saying, it feel a little better to you when you know you went and put that in. You know what I'm saying? I put that work in. Like, shout out to you looking good, but I feel better. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you're absolutely right.
That's a current event that I had to.
Yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying? People know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's real. Like I said, it feels way better earned, and especially like you said, having like that faith and being like always being able to get to the end and like look at God and be like, we here. Like it worked out exactly how it's supposed to.
Yep.
That is absolutely real.
Amen.
And like I said, you was preaching. And so on that note, he preached, so I get a benediction. Thank y'all again for just coming and, like I said, sharing. Oh yeah, I want to.
So you can plug your
They
business.
want us to plug CMOS. That's what we do. Our baby is on it. My wife is on it. I'm on it. They on it.
Yes. It's
anybody
a
that
good
listens to me
quality
is on
stuff.
it. You know what I mean? I know y'all know people that got it. I know y'all know people that sell it.
Quality.
I have it as well, and it's really good is all I'm going to say. Yeah. Dom in real life is how you reach me. DOMINREALLIFE. Dom in real life.
On Instagram.
High Vibe Tribe is the brand. I'll give you more information and start ramping that page up more before I tell you to go there, but nobody's going to get you.
And they're in Delaware. They serve Philly, DC,
they serve
and
everywhere.
You ship too.
I'm about to say,
anywhere.
So hit them up. They got the best CMOS in the land.
So I know we got a couple people that was like overseas.
I ship
y'all
everywhere.
Yeah, y'all pay a little extra, but y'all can get it too. Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, thank y'all again for coming through. Thank y'all for sharing y'all story and then the testimony of that came from it. And as always, yes, absolutely love y'all. Like for real. For
sure.
For real.
Ricky. Yeah. Nobody ever thanks Ricky. Thanks, Ricky. I appreciate you, Ricky. Yes. He's not invisible. It's not illegal to thank Ricky. Thank you, Ricky. You do a great job.
Yes. Yeah, put on the screen hashtag thank Ricky.
Hashtag thank you, Ricky.
But yeah, and thank y'all for tuning into The Bright Side. We truly appreciate y'all coming and supporting the show. Like I said, as always, you can reach us if you want to on Instagram at The Bright Side Show 2023. No, The Bright Side Show 23 on Instagram. For emails, any questions and concerns or whatever, even if it's to hit us up about getting back in contact with them or asking people questions, whatever. Is the Bright Side Show 2023 at gmail.com. So again, like I said, we thank y'all for tuning in. Yes, as always, like I said, just keep supporting. It's greatly appreciated, and we catch y'all next time. Peace.